Did you know that 55% of communication comes from body language, while only 7% comes from the words you say? That means, without realizing it, you're sending powerful signals even before you speak. Now imagine the impact of your leadership if you mastered not just the words, but every part of your communication. Studies show that leaders who communicate effectively can boost team performance by as much as 25%. But here's the catch: many leaders are still unaware of how much their communication style truly affects their success. Whether you're speaking in a meeting, giving feedback, or motivating your team, how you communicate can make or break your leadership. In this video, you'll discover 6 simple steps to transform your leadership communication. We'll dive into strategies that go beyond the basics and show you how small shifts in your communication can create big results. Get ready to learn how to speak with intent, listen with purpose, and use emotion to connect deeply with your team. This isn't just about talking better, it's about becoming the leader everyone wants to follow. Stick around. By the end, you'll have a new understanding of how to speak and act in ways that influence, inspire, and elevate your leadership. Chapter 1. Voice of Influence. Speak with intent. Effective leadership starts with how you speak. It's not just about the words you choose, but the way you say them. Leaders who speak with intent exude confidence and credibility. Your voice has the power to influence, inspire, and move people. Did you know that 38% of communication comes from tone of voice, while 55% comes from body language? This means your voice carries more weight than you think. Leaders who master their tone can easily turn a mundane message into something that commands attention. A well-placed pause can make your words resonate long after you've spoken them. A study from the University of Southern California found that leaders who use a calm, steady voice are perceived as more trustworthy and competent. Speaking with intent is more than delivering clear messages, it's about delivering those messages in a way that creates impact. Always remember, it's not just what you say, but how you make people feel when you say it. Chapter 2. The Power of Listening. Here, beyond words, leadership is as much about listening as it is about speaking. In fact, effective communication starts with listening. As a leader, when you listen deeply, you gain insights that go beyond words. According to a study from the Center for Creative Leadership, leaders who practice active listening are 43% more effective at building trust with their teams. Active listening involves paying attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues, such as body language and tone. It helps you connect with your team on a human level. Great leaders make their team feel heard and valued. For example, Google's leadership training program teaches its managers to listen 70% of the time. That's because great listening leads to better problem solving and stronger relationships. So next time you have a conversation, make sure you're listening to understand, not just to respond. Chapter 3. Clarity over complexity. Say less, impact more. Simplicity is the key to effective communication. Leaders who communicate with clarity get their points across without overwhelming their audience. A clear, simple message cuts through the noise and sticks with people. Studies show that 79% of people say they prefer messages that are easy to understand. Simplicity helps avoid confusion and keeps your team focused on what matters most. In his book, Made to Stick, author Chip Heath explains that simple ideas are more memorable, and clarity is the friend of innovation. If your message is too complex, people will tune out. So, aim for precision. Instead of using jargon or over-explaining, focus on making your point in the fewest words possible. Leaders like Steve Jobs were masters of this. He often reduced his product messages to a simple, powerful line. "Think different" was a slogan that anyone could remember and believe in. If you're finding these tips helpful so far, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more leadership tips and strategies. Now, let's dive into the next chapters. Chapter 4. Emotion as a tool. Lead with heart. Leadership isn't just about what you know, it's about how you make others feel. Emotion plays a powerful role in communication, especially in leadership. In fact, studies show that emotional intelligence accounts for 58% of a leader's success. When you communicate with emotion, you connect with your team on a deeper level. It's not about being overly emotional or dramatic, it's about using empathy to inspire. Leaders who are in tune with their team's emotions can adapt their approach to make people feel supported and motivated. As author Daniel Goleman writes in his book, Emotional Intelligence, leaders who connect with the emotions of their teams can inspire commitment and high performance. Emotions aren't something to avoid, they're something to use. Whether you're expressing excitement or empathy, the emotional tone you set will define your leadership presence. Chapter 5. Authentic Authority. Be a leader, not a boss. People follow leaders, not bosses. Authentic leadership is built on trust, honesty, and transparency. Studies show that 79% of employees say they would work harder if they felt their efforts were being recognized by an authentic leader. True leadership comes from being genuine and leading by example. Leaders who try to dominate or manipulate their teams often find themselves facing resistance. In contrast, those who show vulnerability and acknowledge their mistakes earn respect and loyalty. As Simon Sinek writes in his book, Start with Why, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When your team knows you're true to your values and beliefs, they will follow your lead with conviction. Don't be afraid to show the human side of leadership. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any great leader. Chapter 6. The Ripple Effect. Influence beyond the meeting room. Effective leadership communication isn't limited to formal meetings or presentations. A leader's words have the power to create a ripple effect that reaches every corner of the organization. When you communicate effectively, your influence extends beyond the immediate conversation. Leaders who can inspire change through their words are able to shape organizational culture and drive long-term success. In a survey by Gallup, it was found that employees who feel inspired by their leaders are 2.3 times more engaged. This engagement spreads throughout the team and can lead to significant performance improvements. Your words can spark action, encourage innovation, and motivate others to act with purpose. Whether it's a quick chat in the hallway or a keynote address, every interaction is an opportunity to influence and inspire. As John C. Maxwell once said, leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge. The ripple effect starts with your communication. If you found this video valuable, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more leadership strategies. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll dive deeper into how to make your leadership even more impactful.